Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Reuben Lyran Healer, and this is number 2, the second installment of the Protection Magick series. So in this video I will be talking about Protection Magick, as in Protection Prayers and Chants. In each installment I will be talking about different ways in which you can utilise Protection Magick. So if that's something that which you're interested in, and if you like lots of stuff to do with like witchcraft and star seeds and even music, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. So thank you. So without wasting too much time, I'm just going to dive right into it. So I've written some chants upon the board. So here we have number 1. The first chant we have up here is a chant to the Dark Goddess in her multiple forms and aspects. So I like this one. So I've grabbed a couple pictures from the Goddesses and Sirens deck. So I've grabbed a couple of pictures to the goddesses who you call upon in this chant. You call upon Hekate, Black Anis, Kali, Sekhmet and Lilith. I'm afraid I only have 4 of those in this deck. Black Anis is quite a rarity, I'm afraid. You don't really come across her that often. She is sometimes equated with Celtic deities such as the Morrigan. Okay, so I've got here for you Kali. So that is the Kali card. So I hope you can see that. The goddess Kali, so she is from the Hindu tradition. So she's a fierce goddess. So the whole idea in using Protection Magick is to call upon the Dark Goddess, because the Dark Goddess is kind of like in her motherly aspect. There's a popular saying, it may be a folk saying or something like that, but no one is as fierce as a mother guarding her child. So this is part of the reason why when you're working Protection Magick, the Dark Goddess is, or you can call upon the Mother Goddess as well, although I tend to gravitate to the goddess in her dark aspect. I feel like this is her main area, one of her main areas of expertise in giving protection. So that is the goddess Lilith. So she comes from the Abrahamic traditions. So she's the first, Lilith is the first wife of Adam. Next we have the goddess Sekhmet. I'm not crazy about this depiction. She doesn't really look very lion, like a fierce lioness. But I suppose you have to give artists their own creative interpretations. So that is Sekhmet. And last but not least we have Hekate here. So Hekate or Hekate, different pronunciations of the same deity. So Hekate, if you watch much of my stuff, you'll hear me talk about her all the time, because she's my patroness goddess. So I work with Hekate a lot. So she's the goddess of sorcery, of magic, of protection. She's the goddess of the crossroads. She's also a light bearer or a light bringer. Her name Hekate means she who sees from afar, so she's also the goddess of prophecy as well. So I'll pop that down. So yeah, if I will be doing a separate video about Hekate in the future, so if you have an interest in Hekate, feel free to do your own research, but also I will be giving you some of my research and some of my experiences with working with the goddess Hekate. So the first chant is this. May Hekate, Black Anis, Kali, Sekhmet and Lilith defend this home by tooth and claw. Let no evil pass my door. So working with this chant, you may gather the images of the goddess. So like I've done here, if you have this deck of cards, you could pick those out, or if you can print some out which you find on Google, or if you're artistic you can draw your own, or you can even just simply write the names down, because names are very powerful. So do whatever you're guided to do, or you may find the correspondences for each of the goddesses, and you may gather some items which connect with them. So that's another way which you can tap into their magic and anchor in their strength and their protection. So once you've gathered the items or the images of the goddesses, you can place them around and you can chant the chant. So I'll speak it one more time. May Hekate, Black Anis, Kali, Sekhmet and Lilith defend this home by tooth and claw. Let no evil pass my door. So this one, when it comes to protection magic, we'd call this a warding spell, because we're calling protective energies and protective magics to place a ward or a shield on your home so that nothing negative can enter. So it's a good idea before doing wardings and protection spells in general to just clear out the place. So it's as simple as getting some Palo Santo. Ooh, excuse me. So some of my Palo Santo here. So it's as easy as getting some Palo Santo, smudging out the areas. So if you smudge your windows and doors, then that helps to prepare your home ready for warding and protection, because you don't want to seal in your home with the negative energies already trapped inside, because you don't want that. So you want to remove any existing negative energies in your home, remove that, then you place a warding with a spell similar to this one. So next we have, I've written down, I am protected by your might, O gracious goddess, day and night. So this is just a very simple protection chant or rhyming couplet. So you can use a spell like this, just maybe if you're in the middle, if you're going somewhere, if you're about to drive somewhere. So it's like a bit like a prayer at the same time, because you're calling upon divine magic by calling upon the goddess, and you stating or affirming that you're protected by the goddess both day and by night. So I'll speak it one more time. So you can say this protection chant at any time. I am protected by your might, O gracious goddess, day and night. Okay. And the next we have the third chant is it is a spell or a chant for protecting you, to protect yourself or to protect someone else from nightmares. So before I say the chant, I've gathered some crystals. So in that spell, I think it may be a spell that I've got from Dorothy Morrison. It may be one of hers. She says to place a piece of amethyst, similar to like the stone which I'm holding here. This is a piece of amethyst. So to place some amethyst under your pillow if you want to protect from nightmares. So you'd maybe place the amethyst and the selenite, because I'm recommending to include that too. Place these stones on your altar and then speak this chant over it, and then you can place it under your pillow before you go to bed. So the spell, so I'll show you the selenite, sorry. This is selenite. So it's white and shiny. Okay, so the spell for this one is Hekate dark, Venus bright, drive out the bad, bring in the light. Guard what lives in this house of skin, protected without and held within. Only that which is pure shall I endure. So this spell is basically fortifying your body and shielding your own body so that no negative energies can attack you while you're sleeping. So that in that way you're protecting yourself from nightmares. So I'll read it one more time. Hekate dark, Venus bright, drive out the bad, bring in the light. Guard what lives in this house of skin, protected without and held within. Only that which is pure shall I endure. Okay. So that is nightmare protection magic. So the next thing that I've written down here is assault protection chant. So sol is one of the ingredients. So I'll be talking about herbal magic, herbal protection magic. I'll be talking about that in a much deeper context in one of the future videos. But here it's just some basic. It's a basic chant, and I'll just tell you that sol is often used in protection magic, like in folklore or basic witchcraft and paganism. You'd place sol in the four corners of a room to place protection. So sol is naturally defensive against negative energies. Like, if you've seen Hocus Pocus, like, sol has even been said to protect against witchcraft. So sol is used against wicked witches and evil magics. Okay, so the chant is salt defends and salt will bind all evil sent to me and mine. So that's a very basic chant. You could have a bowl of salt and charge the bowl of salt with this chant. You could then sprinkle that salt in the four corners of your room if you wish to, or if you wanted to, you could sprinkle it around you, sprinkle it around your circle. So that is what you could use the salt for. So I'll repeat the chant one more time. Salt defends and salt will bind all evil sent to me and mine. Okay. So the next one we've got is another protection spell. This one, these next two spells or chants, they tap into runic magic. So if you've heard of the Elder Futhark, so the Elder Futhark, I will be talking about them in depth in another video. I think bind runes is a brilliant subject. So runes and bind runes, sorry, is a brilliant subject. So I will be talking about that in further videos. Although here I'll tell you some basic information. So if you can see here, this rune here is called Fawn. So this rune has a connection to the god Thor. So the god Thor, he's a very protective god. It's funny actually, I was watching the new movie, the Thor, a god of love and thunder, or whatever that movie's called. I was watching that one last night. Anyway, that's unrelated. So the rune Fawn, if you think of roses, it's the thorns which protect the rose. So it's the same principle really, is that the thorns can be used to protect something which is vulnerable or beautiful. It's also representative of Thor's hammer as well. But anyway, I will say the rhyming chant for you. So, all who wish us ill are spurned, with all evil thrice returned. Throw yourself upon this fawn, and only your blood shall be drawn. So, this chant, if there's any Wiccans or people who identify with the Wiccan tradition, then you would not be able to use a spell like this, because Wiccans follow the Wiccan read. My mind was going blank there. So the Wiccan read is, and it harm none, do what ye will. Although there are alternate views to this rule. So if you look at Aleister Crowley, he's a ceremonial magician, and he's often called the Beast, and sometimes he falls into satanic witchcraft. So do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law, he claims. So I will say this spell one more time, because I kind of went off in a tangent, but I was just trying to give it a bit more context. So, all who wish us ill are spurned, with all evil thrice returned. Throw yourself upon this fawn, and only your blood shall be drawn. Okay, so if you're wanting to use this spell, or this chant, then you need to draw this rune. So you could draw it on a piece of paper, fold it up, put it in your pocket, or draw it and place it on the windows, place it above your front door, stuff like that. Draw this rune everywhere, and it will help to deflect negative or ill intent. So it even says, all who wish us ill are spurned, with all evil thrice returned. So it kind of is imitating karma. So anyone who directs ill energy or bad vibes your way, it's sent back to them 3 times. So it's kind of like the law of 3, which Wiccans follow. Although, if you're not Wiccan and you cast spells like this, or if you cast hexes and curses, then you're kind of speeding up karma in your own way. So that's that spell. So moving on to the next one is the Arrows of Hod. So basically this here is a bind rune. So we have 3 tier runes at the top here, and we have the Yol rune, or Algi's rune, reversed. So that is bound. The Algi's rune they're both very powerful protection runes. So Yol, I often use that for magical protection, and Tyr is the rune for victory as well, and success. So those runes, that rune is bound together. So here in this spell, so it says Arrows of Hod. So Hod is another name for the deity Odin, as far as I believe, or as far as I know. So Arrows of Hod outward go, find your mark, pierce the foe. Guard the one who bears this charm, or who bears the charm. Protect their life and soul from harm. Okay? So that is that. If you're wanting to use this spell, or if you're wanting to use the spell and chant, you write down this, you draw this bind rune. So with Yol or Algi's and Tyr. So you draw this rune exactly how it is here, the bind rune, and you can draw it on a piece of paper. If you was good with clay, you could even make it into a plaque or something. But yeah, just the simplest way is to just draw it on a piece of paper, fold it in your pack, fold it and put it in your pocket if you're wanting protection for yourself, or if you're wanting to protect a loved one, then place it in their pocket, or place it under their pillow, under their bed, stuff like that. So I will read the spell again. So Arrows of Hod outward go, find your mark, pierce the foe. Guard the one who bears the charm. protect their life and soul from harm. So yeah, the other thing that we wanted to mention is, so Odin, another name for him is also Woden as well, and he is pictured on the tarot deck as the Hanged Man. So he hanged from the world tree for however many days, and then in his contemplative state, as he was meditating whilst hanging from the world tree, is a kind of like sacrificing himself in a way. He then was given the magical runes. So he's the master of the runes. Okay. The next spell I've got for you is the Elemental Watcher spell. So this next spell, it comes from DJ Conway. So this is the Elemental Magick book. So I've spoken briefly about DJ Conway before. She's useful for witches who are starting out, and I usually like her work because I like the fact that her spells really rhyme, and she really goes into a lot of the different correspondences. So there's some useful correspondences in the book. So anyway, getting on with the spell. So this next spell is to create a watcher. So the watcher is kind of like a thought form. So he's a guardian or an elemental guardian. So basically, by using this ritual in this book, you create an elemental guardian. So you repeat the ritual daily, and you kind of charge or fill up your elemental guardian with the energy which you raise each day, and this creates a watcher or an elemental guardian. So the spell here is Watcher made of light divine, protect this house and all of mine, be full of life both night and day, keep ill intent far away. I'll say it one more time. Watcher made of light divine, protect this house and all of mine, be full of life both night and day, keep ill intent far away. In this ritual, she basically creates an energy ball. So if you're not sure what an energy ball is, check out my last video, the Protection Magick on calling the quarters and casting circles, because I talk about creating an energy ball in that one. So basically, you create an energy ball, you can light a candle as well, and you just fill up your thought form or your elemental with the energy which you've just raised. So I'll speak it one more time. Watcher made of light divine, protect this house and all of mine, be full of life both night and day, keep ill intent far away. So I like that one, so I'll leave that there. Alright, so the next one I've got for you is Psalms. So one of the easiest places to find a protection prayer is in the Bible. So I'm not crazy about using the Bible, although it is in part of my roots. Like the protective psalms are often used like in hoodoo and stuff like that. So I'll just read you one of the Psalm 23, which is often used as a prayer for protection. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me. In the presence of my enemies, you anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all of the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So that is Psalm 23, a psalm for protection. Alright, next I'm going to read for you an Archangel protection chant or prayer. So Michael to the right of me, Michael to the left of me, Michael above me, Michael below me, Michael within me, Michael all around me, Michael with your flaming sword of cobalt blue, the righteous sword of fire, please protect me today. Okay, so I'll read that one more time. Michael to the right of me, Michael to the left of me, Michael above me, Michael below me, Michael within me, Michael all around me. Michael with your flaming sword of cobalt blue, the righteous sword of fire, please protect me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, let it be. Next prayer is a prayer to Elegua. So Elegua is one of the 7 African powers, or the Santeria deity or spirit. He's also sometimes known as Papa Legba. So he is similar to Hermes. He travels backwards and forwards to the other gods or to the other spirits, and he gives your messages or your petitions to the other spirits for you. So you would call upon him first. So if you was going to do a ritual, maybe if you was practicing Santeria or voodoo, then you would start by calling upon Elegua first, and then he would open the doorways that the other deities may hear your prayers. So this is the chant. May Elegua bestow upon us his blessings on this day. Open our paths for all that is good, and close it to protect us from all negativity. May fair fun Elegua. So I'll read it one more time. May Elegua bestow upon us his blessings on this day. Open our paths for all that is good, and close it to protect us from all negativity. May fair fun Elegua. Okay. The last prayer I've got for you is the Sekhmet protection. So I'm going to use the rattle for this one. So using a rattle, it kind of evokes the right energy, and the rattle connects with deities like Sekhmet and Bastet very well, and the goddess in general. This rattle even has the picture of the image of the goddess on it. Okay, so without further ado. O Sekhmet, source of strength and mercy, lady of the burning sands, Sekhmet, mistress of terror, may no enemy find me, may no harm approach me. Your sacred fire surrounds me, no evil can withstand your eye. O Sekhmet, overcomer of all enemies, place your protective mantle around me. Help me remain steadfast and resolute in front of my enemies. Shield and defend me and my loved ones from the ravages of fear and anxiety. O Sekhmet, I praise and honour you for your protection. Sa Sekhem Sahu, Tuat Sekhmet, Tuat Neter. Ya Sekhmet, Ya Sekhmet, Ya Sekhmet. Okay, so that is a protection prayer to Sekhmet. Okay, so there ends the Protection Magick installment for prayers and protections. So there is some basic spells and chants there which you can use, so please let me know what you think about them, or which ones you're going to have a go at. Feel free to try any of them, whichever ones resonate with you. If you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them. If I will also try my best to, for the spells which I've not written on this board, because you should be able to pause the screen so then you can copy them down. So for the other spells which are not on the board, I will try my best to write them in the description for you as well. And if I come across any links which I find may be useful, I will add them to the video description as well. So thank you for joining me. I hope you found this protection video useful. If you did find it useful, please join the Black Cat Treasury community and click subscribe and be notified when we post again with our next installment. So thank you so much for watching. For now, brightest blessings and namaste.